everyone. Welcome to Grieving and Living Consciously. I am your neighborhood grief companion, a trained hospice and pair bereavement facilitator. This is Pausing Consciously, a space where we take a moment to reflect, to be mindful and aware of what is present, what's here in this space, within us, around us. And we just allow it to be there with a gentle embrace. So, to begin, I would like to do what I typically do, which is light our candle. In my other videos, I took away this part of it, but I was watching what's End of Life University podcast, listening to, I should say, because I usually listen to the podcast. So it is on YouTube, and you can listen to it. End of Life University, hosted by retired hospice physician Dr. Karen Wyatt, and she reminded me the importance of using a candle to acknowledge the space, giving us space for what's present, what's here within us, giving us a physical space for grief. So much has happened in our world recently. So much has been taken again from innocent beings. And just making space for all the different griefs that's around. Doesn't just have to be about a death loss. There are living griefs. We grieve our transitions as our people go off to school, graduated, high school. It's a moment of loss. It's a transition. It's just making space for what's here as we take our next steps, as we reflect on the loss of innocence, the loss of security and safety, yet again in our world. And are making space for all of our loved ones, even in their complicated relationships that they are, we still grieve them. So as we transition from where we were and to this moment together, knowing that we're holding everything that's created us in this moment, here visibly in this candle. So today I wanted to talk about awareness, mindfulness. One of my favorite quotes from Living with Grief by Heather Stang, where she talks about the middle path of grief. She says, mindfulness lets us expand your view. Lets you expand your view by placing you in the middle ground between denying your pain and overindulging in your suffering. From that vantage point, you can observe the whole experience with a sense of openness to whatever arises. You can stay in contact with the entire scope of your existence, and you can experience grief without becoming grief itself. And most importantly, It's about, another quote she has in the book is mindfully relating to our grief means being fully aware of your experience of loss, while simultaneously embracing whatever arises within you with compassion and loving kindness. So it's making space for all of who you are with a sense of kindness and compassion. So, in this moment of being, how can you make space and acknowledge what's present, what's here within you, right here, right now? Just allow it to be there. People might be afraid to acknowledge the pain because we're afraid we're never going to be able to stop crying, or that it's about being negative. But if we don't name what's here, what's true for you, right? Grief is a unique experience. We are all on our own unique journeys. So there is no right or wrong way to grieve. If we can make space for what's here, what's present, naming it, then we can also make space for how we want to respond to it. I respond to it in a kind and compassionate and loving embrace. That's one of the beauties and the things that I think mindfulness has taught me about how I can be with my grief. Mindfulness is about this granular awareness of what's present, through our senses, through our sight, through our sound, through our smell, through our taste of the world, to our sensations at the fingertips, beneath our feet, in our whole being. I'm gonna put a video about my journey, my grief journey, and my story at some point. I'm just too lazy to edit it. It's gonna have to come in parts because I'm a multiple loss survivor and I can't choose who to talk about, okay? After a couple of my dominant losses, I just checked out. I went numb. I retreated into me. I didn't talk to anybody. Didn't feel comfortable anyways. I didn't really know how I was feeling. I didn't know what to do with it, what I was really experiencing, how I was supposed to deal with this new existence, where I felt, yes, I had people, but I felt alone in my suffering, because the primary people that made me feel comfortable about walking through life, because they were walking it with me, were gone. They were gone. So it was hard being without them, not knowing anything about what my existence was supposed to be like. It wasn't until a visible representation of what I think was within me after another big loss, it woke me up to what potentially was within me and how I could potentially meet this in a different way. What was this? So I think taking those steps, learning, I said to myself, I wanted to try going to a bereavement group, wanted to find the right therapist, and I did. And, I was going to do it differently because I've had therapists in the past and I didn't resonate with them. So I wanted to make sure that this person I could really resonate with. And just hearing her reflect my experience to me and then saying, of course you would feel that way. Of course this would be hard. It's a lot what you're experiencing, what you have experienced. That blew my mind and started an awakening journey within me. And that's led me to becoming a grief companion and wanting to make space for others who are suffering because grief can feel so isolating and alone. Sometimes we're so numb, we don't even know what we're feeling. But when I leaned in, what I learned was I was able to find a new place to belong, a new path that I could feel good about, a new purpose, and a way that I could continue my connections with my loved ones, because you do not have to let them go. It's about bringing them with you in a different way. If you feel connected to wanting to, you know, meet that legacy of what they taught you about being human and expressing that in a certain way, if that resonates for you and that what works for you and helps you to keep the course of this human journey that is about suffering, you know, and that, I think it can be helpful. At least that's how it's been helpful for me. So it just opened my experience, is essentially what I'm saying. So if we can make space for what is here, allowing that space for what is here, then we can open to whatever this next chapter is going to be. But first, we have to acknowledge what's here, what's present. We have to be willing to sit with people alongside them, not trying to fix or change them, because there's nothing wrong with you. Grief is a natural response to love and loss. So just allowing them space to be as you are, welcoming all of who you are is welcome. So just knowing that there is nothing wrong with you. You are utterly whoever you are, wherever you're at, that's okay. Let's be alongside that right now, right here. We don't have to think about the future. The past is there. Where are we at right now? It's all we need to focus on. What's here, what's present. I know it can be scary. And we can think that if we start crying, we'll never stop. But to that I say, are you afraid of going to a comedy? Because you think you'll always laugh after that. No. Emotions are finite. They come and go if we allow them the space and grace to be there. So, that's what I offer you today. Allowing the space and grace to be exactly as you are.